Every business wants good customer reviews. Every customer wants a good experience. So what happens when both sides click? Or in some cases, when they don't? From Yelp and Entrepreneur Media, this is Behind the Review.
Behind the review, dig deeper too. Behind the review, get all the news. Food, flowers, fixing, make business boom. Behind the review, dig deeper too.
I'm Emily Washkovic, Yelp small business expert. Behind the Review features conversations with business owners and customers who wrote one of their Yelp reviews. In our discussions, we talk about lessons they've learned that can be used by other businesses to improve their own reviews and their bottom line. This week, I'm talking with Cliff Bressler, the founder of Nature's Friends Landscaping, a local business dedicated to transforming outdoor spaces and providing top-notch landscaping services. Nature's Friends Landscaping specializes in creating beautiful, functional landscapes for residents in the immediate local area. Since the beginning, Cliff's business has become known for its exceptional customer service, reliability, and high-quality work, making it a trusted name in the community. We're also going to hear from reviewer Liz S, a loyal customer who's experienced firsthand the dedication and expertise that Cliff and his team bring to every project. As a frequent Yelper, Liz often shares her experiences in reviews to help others find the best local businesses.
The businesses and landscapers I used before I found Nature's Landscaping, it's like a one-off. They do a really good job the first time they come out. And then if you bring them back, I've been very disappointed. So you spend all this money and time, and it's kind of a bait and switch. So, like most consumers now on the internet, I looked at reviews, and I go pretty deep when it comes to reviews. And Nature's Landscaping was, for whatever reason, really caught my eye. I reached out to Cliff, the owner. What I was very impressed with mostly when he came over, we walked around my property and he knew every single plant. That meant a lot to me because it showed me that he really, not only did he care, he actually knew what he was doing. So his knowledge was kind of a key driver for me. And I will tell you, quite frankly, he's more expensive than most of the other landscapers that I've worked with. However, I'm a true believer that you get what you pay for. And with Cliff, his crew, I've gotten what I've paid for like a zillion times over. And I would recommend him in a heartbeat.
Liz's story is a perfect example of how thorough research and finding the right expert can make all the difference. And it's paid off. She found that Cliff's extensive knowledge and dedication to his craft set Nature's Friends Landscaping apart from the rest. Let's give her review a listen.
I can't say enough great things about Cliff and his crew. I first contacted him last year for a spring cleanup and removal of a few bushes and was quickly impressed by his responsiveness and attention to detail. I then contacted him for tree cabling and trimming again. Stellar work. And just yesterday, his crew did the annual cleanup and trimming. If you're looking for someone who knows plants and trees, cares about his clients, is clear and communicative, as well as really nice to do business with, look no further. His prices are a bit higher than others, but I have found that you get what you pay for and have not been disappointed. 5+ stars, stellar.
Landscaping started out as a hobby for Cliff, who's been in the industry for about 25 years. His entrepreneurial spirit and love for the outdoors was the perfect combination for him to start Nature's Friends Landscaping.
I've done this kind of my whole life, and I tried the corporate route and I hated it and realized I liked it so much outside that I needed to continue doing this, and just came up with the name one day driving home and decided to give it a shot. Left the corporate world and went into this, and it's been great for me. I love my office outside.
Cliff's passion for his work is evident in the wide range of services his business offers, from design and installation to cleanups and tree work. Cliff ensures that his clients receive top-notch services, no matter what their landscaping needs are.
My big goal for this business was to not have to travel far for work. And I've been able to monetize it through some help with my best friend that helped me get the website going and really kind of launched it for me into being able to capture a lot of business I was turning away. So now when I meet with clients, I basically tell them I can do anything but put a pool in your backyard for you. I have contacts for doing all the fence work and the tree work, all the walkways and retaining walls and all the design work and the install cleanups, basically A to Z with landscaping I can handle.
In a pretty saturated market like landscaping, Cliff knew he had to stand out. Beyond his expert knowledge, he focuses on superb communication and customer service. Cliff's hands-on approach and commitment to clear communication helps his clients always know what to expect and makes them feel taken care of every step of the way.
I'm a pretty good people person. When I started this business, my focus was customer service. Quality of service, obviously, too, but customer service, I'm very communicative with all my clients. I will reach out to them all the time. If I'm leaving and coming to your house, I'll give you an ETA, and then I'll give you another ETA when I'm 5 minutes away and a couple minutes away, and I'm pulling up. So I don't know, maybe I over communicate a little bit, but I like to let clients know that I'm coming so they can, if they're with their kids, they can finish things up to know that I'm going to be here in a minute, or they're on a phone call, or, whatever it might be.
Liz noticed and appreciated Cliff's dedication to his customers and his proactive communication. It even set the tone for her to feel comfortable reaching out with questions for a last-minute project. Landscaping might not seem like a business with urgent needs, but if you handle trees, it can be.
I reached out via Yelp and he responded very, very quickly. He's really on top of his business. He's very good about texting and about letting you know what's going on. If someone's going to be late, if they're going to be on time. He's very, very communicative. My property is very old trees, and the one in the front is this enormous tree that I had cabled on his recommendation. And believe it or not, we got such a strong storm that the cable literally was pulled out of the tree, a steel cable. And I didn't realize until I kind of walked the property and started cleaning up after the storm. And I was like, whoa, it was a Sunday. I sent him a text. He showed up that day. He showed up at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, which was amazing. And I was not expecting that, and had his guys up there to redo the job. So that to me shows me how much he cares. And he's really on top of his business.
Cliff really goes that extra mile to make sure his customers feel taken care of, just like Liz did. It's clear that quick responses and being there when it counts make all the difference in excellent customer service. Whether it's a routine check-in or an emergency situation, Cliff's commitment to timely communication ensures that his clients always feel supported and valued.
If I get an email from a client for a request for work, I'm responding to it right away. If a client texts me, I'll respond back to it right away, and I'll do it 7 days a week. And it's not always the best thing, on the weekend when I'm doing stuff, but I still do it, and it's how I'm wired right now. And I always tell clients, I'm available 24/7 for you. If I don't answer back to you, it's because I turn my phone off and I'm sleeping. I'll get it in the morning, and I'll, respond when I get up in the morning.
Cliff's dedication to staying on top of his communication is a real game changer. In a world where timely responses can make or break a business relationship, Cliff makes sure his clients never feel like they're left hanging. It's clear he values their time and needs, making them a priority and ensuring they always know what's going on.
I'll take my crew over to the job. I'll walk them through the job, show them what they're doing. The clients will know the day before I'm coming, and the morning of, I'll text them with the time that I'm going to be showing up. Sometimes they'll come out and walk around, but a lot of times I'll have appointments, so I'll leave them and then I'll tell the client I'll be back later on, and I'll text them that, hey, look, I'll be there in an hour. Will you be around to do a final walk around to make sure everything looks good? So I'm there in the morning and I'm there when the job's done to walk with the client to make sure we didn't miss anything and they're happy with it. I don't make anybody sign contracts with me. I tell every client that I meet new, I, look, don't sign a contract with me, but I want you to be happy with me. And if you're not happy with me, get rid of me. But on the flip side, if I'm not happy with you, I want to be able to get rid of you too. And they appreciate it. They appreciate the honesty.
In an industry where customers are letting business owners and employees onto their private property, it's crucial to create a mutual understanding of honesty and transparency. I know I wouldn't trust just anyone to work on a project in my yard or inside my house.
The area I live in is referred to as a DMV. Within that area, we have a lot of what I call drive-bys. People will come and knock on the door and offer you services. It happens a lot, particularly with tree work. And when it comes to something like tree work, you have to get someone in who actually knows what they're doing, okay? Because if you hack away at a tree, you can actually destroy the tree. And, you know, I don't do drive-bys as a rule. I rarely will even take the information because I like to do my own research, and that's not how I determine someone who's right for my home and right for my business.
Even as a business owner, Cliff gets where Liz is coming from. He knows how crucial it is to have someone knowledgeable and trustworthy handling your home and garden. That's why he goes the extra mile to make sure his clients are always informed throughout the process. Clear and constant communication is key, especially when you're dealing with something as personal as the customer's home.
I'm not the cheapest guy out there, and I will never claim to be the cheapest guy out there. I'm usually middle to high end for the work I do. I will be on the upper end of cost, but I can guarantee you with the clients that you're going to get great service. You're going to get great quality service. And if you're not happy with it, I will be back. Even some of the subs that I use, I'm there. I go around the properties when they're done. I'm very communicative with the subs and the clients if they need something. I'm always involved, through that whole process with them because I want the clients to be happy. And the guys that do work for me, they know my expectations. When I need something done right away, I can call them and they'll drop everything they're doing to come over to do the work for me or get me a price or meet with me to walk through the job for the details of everything. And the clients, they appreciate that. If I'm doing a multifaceted job with some fence work and tree work and grading, when I got three or four, five, six different people that are going to be doing work on the property, the client will know every single person, the date and the time that they're going to show up and when they show up. I tell clients nobody will ever come on your property before they show up. So I really keep them truly informed all the way through the process. It's really important to me.
But that kind of transparency doesn't stop there. Internally, Cliff ensures the same level of openness and communication with his team and partners, fostering a culture of trust and reliability. As someone who contracts out certain parts of the landscaping offerings, it's important that Cliff vets his partners and holds them accountable to what his expectations are.
Two or three of the subs I use, they don't even have a website. They all have word of mouth service. But yeah, they all know that I'm very communicative. They all do. It's just how I am. I'd rather be overly communicative than not communicative enough. And they're learning. They're getting a little more communicative too. They drop what they're doing a lot of times and they'll meet with me at a job site because they know that I'll pay them a lot of times before the jobs are even done too. I always make sure they get paid before I even get paid. So everybody gets paid before me because without them, I'm nothing. I'll worry about myself and getting paid myself.
We're going to take a quick break. Be right back. As Liz mentioned before, Cliff's prices aren't the cheapest. Let's listen to how he comes up with his pricing model. He's all about being upfront and honest, making sure everyone knows what to expect from the get-go.
I've been doing it for so many years. I can walk into someone's yard and I know what it's going to take. I can see how messy a yard is and get a good feel for what it's going to take the guys to do it and how long it's going to take and how much material I'm going to need. Now I can walk up to someone's property and I usually give them a price right on the spot. For most work that I'll do, I give them a price on the spot. Before my designer goes out to do work, she's completely independent of me. She's got her own business by herself, and we've been working together for like 6 years. I'll qualify the clients for her. I'll send them a copy of some plans, let them know the fees, so they're not going into it blind. And she's pretty good about pricing out the job so she can give the clients, a ballpark of what it would cost to implement the plans that she draws up. So I don't have like a sheet in front of me where I say, okay, it's, going to be this many hours. I got to charge this. It's going to be this much material. I got to charge this. It's all just, it's in my head. It's been just many years of experience.
Because he knows his prices aren't the cheapest, he makes sure to be as upfront and honest as possible. That way, no one's shocked when the bill comes.
I've met a lot of clients and they'll come and say, I called 4 other companies, and I'll right away, I'll say, look, I don't think I'm going to be the best fit for you. If you're looking at 4 or 5 companies to get you a price for this work, I'm going to be middle to high end. So, if you're price sensitive, I definitely won't be the right fit for you. And I will tell people on the phone that, and I will tell people in person that. I try to be as upfront as possible. And a lot of people, some get a little frustrated, but for the most part, people understand and they respect me for the honesty. If I don't have an answer to a question, I'll get back to them with an answer to a question. I won't just make up some answer, just to appease whatever they want. If I don't like what they're doing, I'll tell them. I don't do it. It's funny. I just met with a client yesterday. I had her 25 years doing some work, and I was down there with one of my subs, and she took some bricks and lined them in her backyard around the bed. And she's like, "What do you like? How do you like that?" And I said, "I don't like it. I would get rid of them, honestly, and do something else." And she was just laughing about it. But I can be really honest with clients, and they like it. I try to keep it lighthearted. I don't like to be too serious with stuff. I don't like to make clients feel pressured into paying me right away. I'll do some $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 jobs sometimes, and I won't get any money up front at all for them. So they asked me for deposits. I said, no, just pay me as the phases get through. We'll figure it out. And it's worked well for me up to now. I've maybe had a couple little hiccups along the way, but for the most part, you got to trust the people. And if I have a good feeling for someone, I trust most people because I won't usually take on work with people I don't feel comfortable with. I feel like I'm a somewhat good judge of character when it comes to that.
Cliff's approach to honesty and transparency is refreshing. In a world where businesses often prioritize profits over people, it's nice to see someone who values straightforwardness. It's not just about getting the job done, but making sure everyone's on the same page from the start. And it seems to be working well for Cliff, earning him longtime clients who trust his judgment and expertise.
I have hundreds and hundreds and maybe thousands of them that will call me sometimes 2 or 3 years after I've done a job for them. And others, I have clients I've had for 25 years that I continue to this day to still take care of their properties. From mowing the grass, which they know I don't like, but I still do it for them just because I've had them for so long. So, yeah, I mean, I have a whole bank of clients that I go to when things get slow for me, and people that are constantly reaching out to me for jobs from their experiences with me in the past.
And that honesty also applies when Cliff considers accepting a job. In fact, he likes to keep his business very local. For him, it's about maintaining a manageable workload and ensuring he can deliver the quality and service his clients expect.
I turn down a lot of business, in some really great areas that I know there's a lot of money and I know I could get the work, but it would take me 45 minutes just to get over there to meet them, and then 45 minutes back. I could probably expand out my business a lot to incorporate it all within my own business, but I don't want to manage that many people that way. I found it a lot easier to manage myself with the client and the 3 guys that work full time for me, and then have everybody else outside of me. I just kind of took a long time to qualify the right people, but I'm where I want to be right now. I don't drive more than 10 miles from my house for any client anymore. If I do, and I do on an occasion, for some clients, I've had some people beg me to come over to their place, and I've done it for them, but I don't usually do it, because I'm so busy within that little radius that I have, which is good. That was part of my goal of starting this business too, was I don't want to be traveling anywhere.
Sure enough, keeping the business small and easy to manage allows Cliff to maintain high standards and ensure his team is well taken care of. It's not just about making a profit, but building a business that supports everyone involved. Even customers like Liz can see that.
Someone like Cliff, who's willing to drop everything and come over, it's not the first time he did it. I had some poison ivy, reached out to him, said to him, "Who do you know who can help me with this? I'm really allergic to it." He came over and pulled it. So that's the kind of guy he is, and that's the business he's running. And I will tell you that getting back to his fees, one of the things he said to me at one point was that he really is very loyal guys that have stayed with him. And they stay with him because he takes care of them financially, gives them bonuses, etc. That's how you get good people. Okay. It's all about consistency. It's about treating people, not just your customers, but the people who work for you, treating them like human beings and appreciating what they're doing. And so I tend to gravitate towards businesses that have the same philosophy as I do in my business about respect, about treating other people the right way, about providing quality, and about staying in my lane. If it's not something I do, I'm very forthcoming about that.
Liz's perspective highlights the importance of supporting local businesses, especially the ones that prioritize their employees. Cliff's commitment to his team is evident in how he manages his business and ensures that his workers are well compensated and appreciated. Let's listen to his perspective on managing that team.
The quality with that comes with the people that work for me full time, that I take care of them. I pay them well. I give them bonuses. I take a vacation. I pay them for my vacation time. If I take a day off, I'll pay them for a day off, because everybody needs to get paid. My guys have been with me for about 25 years. I like to think they like working for me. So I take care of them every year. They get their bonuses at the end of the year to take care of their time off for the winter so they don't have to worry about work.
Customers like Liz appreciate the local focus of small businesses. Writing reviews and supporting these businesses helps keep the community strong and thriving. For her, it's not just about the service you receive, but also about the relationships you build and the trust you foster within your community.
So I write reviews when I'm particularly struck by something. If the experience is really, really good or really, really bad, I try to resolve something before I say put a bad review out there. So there are certain services I tend to gravitate towards. One is home type stuff, like Cliff offers. Another one is restaurants, because I think local restaurants, particularly during COVID, really took a hit, so they can use help. And I do believe that restaurant owners really take that stuff really seriously. So it's more about I'm a helper. I like to help other people and I like to inform other people when I can share information, but I don't write reviews about every single service I use. Something like a mover, I think, is really important because these are essential services that people need, right? If a tornado comes through your yard and messes up your tree, you need someone you can call. I mean, that can be really serious.
Liz's approach to writing reviews is thoughtful and considerate. She understands the impact a review can have on a business and uses her voice to support those who deserve recognition. Her experience with Cliff is a true testament to the value of building relationships and providing exceptional service to your customers. And that concludes our episode. I hope you enjoyed it and were able to take a thing or two away to implement in your own life. Whether it's a new idea that you can bring back to your business or a fresh perspective on how to be a positive influence as a consumer, we share these stories to inspire and create more meaningful connections in your local community.
Behind the review, dig deeper too. Behind the review, get all the news. Food for hours fixing, make business boom. Behind the review, dig deeper too.
This episode featured a conversation with Cliff Bressler, the owner of Nature's Friends Landscaping, and Liz S, a Yelp user living in Maryland. Special thanks to Charlotte Che, who helped write this episode, To learn more about the story, head to yelp.com/behind the review and check out the guest details and episode takeaways. And don't forget to subscribe to the show on your favorite listening platform so you get an alert each Thursday that we drop a new episode. To claim your own Yelp business page and start engaging with consumers, visit business.yelp.com. Our theme song is performed by Ali Schwartz and produced by Robbie G of Messerol Sound.